Hey everybody, this is Grace. I just came outside to do a video. I was quite shocked at what time it was. I woke up at like 5 o'clock this morning, and at some point I had breakfast, and a little bit after that, I don't know how long after that, I fell asleep, went back to sleep. And then I got the lunch together, just some leftovers, and then right now I said, well, I'm gonna, what time is it or whatever. It's 4:26 right now. Okay, I'm like, what happened to this day? Seriously, was I so involved in something, and what was I involved with that it just flew by? Maybe other people know how that is. I just am shocked. And before too long, it'll be dark again. So it's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I usually am an early riser, like 4 to 6 or something like that. When I first get up and stay up. I just can't believe this. This is like, wow. Anyway, I wasn't watching too much. I don't watch too much because I'm the type that I just can't sit still for long enough. Something is going to need to be done or whatever, or I have something I'm working on, and then I go and watch a little bit of TV, and then I have other things I have to do, life. And but I did watch a little bit of this whole drama stuff going on, and I'm like, today is January 9th, 2022. I got to get used to saying 2022. Whoa, time is flying. But I'm like, really? I mean, this is drama. Now, some people seem to, I don't know why, some people seem to think that we live in a little bitty world online, It's a little world, and everybody, I don't like it when people use everybody, but it's because it's some. And they feel like everybody is stoned in on this drama. Some people wouldn't even have any clue this drama's coming on. This drama's been going on. Not coming on, but going on. Well, since it was coming on, then going on. And some people wouldn't know it. And it's really not any of my genres that I am interested in, really, as it is. But I wouldn't think that everybody would get in on it. And plus, quite a bit of it makes me say, I don't want to be associated with any of that kind of stuff. And if it's so small, like people seem to think it is, yeah, it would be too easy to be associated with it. You see? And yesterday it was making me feel physically ill, but I do want to see what happens. And that's the whole funny part to it, isn't it? To me it is. I want to see what happened. What is the outcome? But I have a different reason for wanting to see what the outcome is than I think many do. I don't know. I don't know what they think. I'm not part of that or those. It's more than one genre, more than one community. YouTube community. Yeah. But as I was saying in that video, I have seen this throughout years, and it's not just on YouTube. You can see these kinds of things, of course, and it's not everything. You can get into some areas, I'm sure, and there's not all this drama. But it is kind of more of a word of mouth, like I was saying in that video. If you just say, well, have you watched this person? They're talking about this too, and then before you know it, you got plenty of them you could be watching. And it seems like some moment, some want to be, but they don't want to be. It's like me. I mean, I'm not part of it. I am not a part of it. I'm more of a, observer. I'm a social and behavioral scientist. I'm an observer. I'm not a participant. And wow, what I'm seeing is just, it wows, it bowls me over. But anyway, like I was saying, the day was just so whatever, so quickly. And some of that, not just that, but other things that have been leading, that had nothing to do with any of this, leading me, and like since 2018, I remember 2018, I saw something, I said, I really don't want to be associated, and it was in my genre. I really don't want to be associated with any of that kind of stuff. But I guess I have the luxury of being, any channel I have is a small channel, so it's not, none of them are monetized. Together, they probably could be, if it were all of them, all put together, close enough, I guess. I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should just work on one channel, but I've been doing this 7 years. It's not my way, and I can try, but do I sound tired? I am tired. So, I don't know, it's a lack of so much, being at home all the time, and really there's nowhere for me to go because I can't get my boost, I'm just gonna say boost, until next month. So, and with my health conditions, yeah, because I have an adrenal disorder, it causes me to be a diabetic and type 2, and it's not under control. I'll see my doctor next month. I'm going to get my boost and then see the doctor. And hopefully this time the last time I asked to see the doctor, and they had me see the nurse practitioner. This time I'm going to say the doctor, point it out and say, I want to see the doctor, not the nurse, but the doctor. It's bad that you have to be so clear, don't you think? Yeah, because, I'm from an era whenever I said I want to see the doctor, I would see the doctor. Not the nurse practitioner, not the PA, not the whatever it is, wherever it is. I would see the doctor. But I know it probably started changing somewhere around, I'd say maybe in the 80s or 90s. Maybe probably more like 90s, I'm guessing. And it's like, why do they not understand I want an appointment with the doctor as being the doctor? I remember a time, I think it was in the 90s, when apparently the doctor didn't see anybody. And I've seen that in more than one place over the years. I've seen many doctors, many healthcare professionals in my life. I used to move around quite a bit. So anyway, I'm doing my usual stream of consciousness. Plus, I'm so tired. I am always tired. But like I say, my glucose is just not getting under control. And it hasn't for years. And sometimes it'll stay a little bit. The other day I was so happy when I quit drinking. I'm not a healthcare professional or provider, so don't take this as anything like that in any of my videos. And it's just what seemed to have worked for me. But my glucose got really good after I quit drinking anything with sweetener. I don't drink anything with sugar anyway, and I haven't since like the 1980s. Yeah, I think. And when I just quit drinking anything with sweeteners, any kind of sweetener in it, just recently, it seemed like it helped, but then it stopped helping. I don't know. See, because there's so much, I'm not a dietitian, any of that kind of stuff. There's so many other things could have replaced or causing it, all that. But I've had this fatigue for a while, so yeah. And I think, I'm also a bit of an insomniac, so there's that. So many things. That's why I say, we shouldn't be trying to diagnose ourselves, and, leave it up to the professionals. And if the professional turns out to be one that's just not any good, go to another one. Try another one. I'm not giving anybody advice or anything either. But I think that, that's what a big part of this drama is about, is people not leaving it up to professionals. Now, I've had some bad doctors, by the way. I have in my life. And I've switched to another one. I'm hoping that this one, the ones I had before, the one and the nurse there was a doctor that was the wife of one. She seemed to be okay, but she didn't stay. And then they left whenever all this started happening in 2020. The doctor and the nurse practitioner, and then it's changed with somebody else. And I've spoken to her twice on the phone. I didn't really care for her over the phone. I don't know what it would be like in person. And then I went to another one, that's the one that I asked for the doctor, and I wound up seeing the nurse practitioner. She was okay. I want to see the doctor. I say doctor, I mean doctor. I don't mean nurse practitioner. It's the difference. And I want to see the doctor, and I have to see the doctor. They actually told me that when I called them, they said, well, this time you'd have to see the doctor. And I said, okay, but I didn't have to see the doctor then because of something else, but that's a story. I don't even remember what happened. It was. But anyway, and that's not the kind of professionals in this, but all these drama and everything, but there was more than one kind of professional. But I've been thinking so much about that. And I've been thinking about making videos on and off for years, because I make videos about narcissism, not diagnosing any of them, but in narcissism itself. Yeah, I got my little book here. Oh, I don't know, it's not in here. Anyway, I don't want to have to quote somebody, but I mean, you can look up. It's kind of like general knowledge at this point, because it's so many people know about it now, that some of the things that I have personally noticed, I just call them toxic people, or just somebody with a blend of narcissistic histrionic behaviors. When they seem to think they know more than the professionals, or you can even say it doesn't have to be a professional. Somebody like in a blue collar where there's no certification or anything, license or any of that involved, or pink collar, whatever it is, and they still think they know better than them. You know, like kind of like if you go to a restaurant and you try to tell the cook how they should be making the food when that person's never cooked a meal themselves. You know, just think of something like that. But they, you know, there's a part of narcissism when they want to be seen as having something they, you know, what is the term? I cannot remember at this point. I'm so tired, but my brain is not thinking clearly. When they want, what is it? You know, they want to be acknowledged as something. Like, say somebody has never been attended a day of college or university, never been even in one, and they want people to think of them as someone who is in whatever field they choose, someone like as if they're degreed, and they're not. Okay, but they want to have that same level of, they're at that same level to them, you know, but they're not. You have to earn the degree. They don't want to have to earn the degree. They just say that they're as knowledgeable. They know as much, or if not more. They know more. Some of them even extend it to more. No, you don't. You know, and they don't. They actually don't. Okay. But yeah, some people will go there. Some people will go there. You know, and there's so many reasons why some people go there. They just want to be acknowledged as that. I can recall somebody I know in person who did something like this, and it could have wound up being disastrous. And I don't even know at this point how bad it was what this person did too, because they thought that they were a counselor when they were an office manager. It had nothing to do at all with mental health care at all. And they were an office manager and thought they could counsel people. This is a funny thing, because way back then, I was I'm a social and behavioral scientist, but back then I was a student, graduate student. And because they knew me, which they hardly ever talked to me, but because they knew me, they felt that they knew all that there would be need to know to counsel people. And no, I quickly let this person know better when I found out. But that person also felt they knew, who knows now, I'm no longer associated with them, but everything in every field, because they were an office manager that had nothing to do with all those fields, all those different fields. But their arrogance, because they, you give, the expression, give a person a little bit of power. Yeah, but this is a little bit different. They felt like they were superior in all others. because they were this office manager. And I've seen, experienced new people who had such kind of, and I would say fall under narcissism. Yeah, when they want to be known as, not all of them do it though, but anyway, I don't diagnose. But, wow, really, when you think about it, wow. How can somebody go from saying, because they're an office manager, and this is, what kind of office, I don't want to say the exact job, but they're basically making a lot of phone calls and dealing with a lot of paperwork, okay, and making phone calls, and that's basically it. But, and they're the office manager for that. But to them, like I said, it had nothing to do with mental health care at all. They felt like they knew, therefore, how to give people counseling. Wow. I'm laughing out of that sense of, wow, just plain how some people can elevate themselves. They go from there, where they are, and hey, that's an accomplishment, but that's not enough. So they just go branch out and they know everything, and because they have gained that one. And then rightfully so in their own field, but they want to say that they know it in all fields. Any field that they feel like they want to, they know all of it. They know better. They know better than the wait staff. They know better than the cook. They know better than the librarian. They know better than the, you see, whatever is their interest, they know better than the actual people who do know. The actual waitresses, wait staff. I don't know what the PC word is these days. Servers. The cooks, everybody, they know better than, yeah. Blue collar, how many colors of collars they call it? Or do they still call it blue, pink, and white, and what else? You could say brown collars. What else? Think about it. So I need to look that up. I keep saying I was going to look that up today, and I didn't. But it can bowl you over, I mean, maybe some people are just so used to it. I am. I've said this was so many years ago, and I've seen it so many times. But still, when people are that kind of delusional, to me, that's what I see it like. People who are delusional in this kind of sense, these are the ones that frighten me the most. And I've said this in videos over the years. Really, these are the type that frighten me the most. And there are so many different types of delusions, but those aren't really like this. So, I guess I'm using maybe you would consider it as the, more like a common, everyday type of way, in a way. So, it's not a delusion that they worry that persecutory delusion or, actually, I don't think that kind of delusion that I've seen any of that. I've been studying them again lately, but the other one is like, there's erotomania. I knew somebody who suffered from that. Oh my goodness. I actually knew a woman. I've done videos mentioned about this. But anyway, you see what I'm saying. I mentioned it before about a guy that I had met years ago, and he was huge. I mean, I'm talking like 500 pounds huge. And he said he had lost about 200 pounds. And he said he only has a few more pounds to lose. And I was thinking and overall, all around, he seemed like he was in another planet. And he was living in an alternate universe. And some of these people, that's how I see them. They live in such an alternate universe where you don't have to actually do your homework, quite literally in some cases. You don't have to actually earn what it is. You just say you are. And I'm not talking about the usual ones I do, the people who say they're life coaches and therefore they know better than the actual licensed professional counselors. I'm not talking about those, no. I mean, I've seen it in so many different areas. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go in because I need to check my glucose, and I'm so tired, and overall it shouldn't be high because, like what I started this video off saying, yeah, it's 4:46, and we just had lunch, and breakfast was way early this morning, and what I had for lunch was just some beans, pinto beans, and sauce, and one sausage cut up in the pinto beans, and a little bit of ham was already in it, and that's how we had cooked it. And it wasn't like a big, it was kind of more like a side order that when you go in, when you get, you know, I don't know if you get barbecue and you get that little side order of beans, you know, pinto beans, really. And that's about what it was, and that was my lunch. So it shouldn't be high, but we shall see, or I shall. That's enough for this. Talk to you on another video. Bye.